Well, since my last verse lyrics video did so well, I thought, why not make another one? I mean, I've heard so many bad lyrics since I heard those, I thought I'll make this into a series. So, let's just get started. Let's do this. Number 10. Now, I don't really dislike Travis Scott. In fact, I'd actually probably give him a pass most of the time. Well, sure, I will say that his lyrics and concepts aren't, say, as personal or conscious as, say, Kendrick Lamar, Frank Ocean, or Emily Autumn, but I think he's a pretty good party rapper. He doesn't have as much energy as someone like T.I., Ludacris, Busta Rhymes, or even A$AP Ferg, but I'd give him a pass most days. However, he does have some pretty bad lyrics though, like that cactus line on Through the Late Night with Kid Cudi. Ugh, so bad. But I picked this line from Biebs in the Trap with Nav, because I thought it was way worse than that one. Travis, why are you using your cell phone in the mountains? Aren't you like a rich rapper? What are you doing in the mountains anyway? And no wonder you're getting bad cell service. Mountains are kind of known for having bad cell reception. And he says his straight up ad lib after he says this. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Travis's straight up ad libs as much as most people, but here was just not the right place to use it. And speaking of mountains and rap songs, number 9. Do I even really need to explain this one? Now, I know that when you guys saw this song was on here, you thought it was an awful line from Kodak Black's verse here. But no, I thought I picked this one, because it was just so much more stupid and lame. Can I get a get out of lyric free card like the Rap Critic had in that one video? Please? And on a quick other note, what kind of rapper names are A Boogie with Da Hoodie and Kodak Black? Number 8. I mean, you know those rappers I mentioned had stupid, weird names, but that's not as ridiculous as it gets. Let me introduce you to the R&B singer with the worst name ever. Yes, worse than Ty Dolla Sign and 7 with a Y. Party Next Door. All is one word, no capitals. This guy somehow got a co-signed by Drake to his OVO record label, even though he can't sing to save his life and writes awful lyrics like this one. Yeah, I cringed when I first heard that line, but that's not the song I picked though. This is. First of all, this beat sucks. It's too boring for a song that's trying to set a mood like this one. Party Next Door sounds bored, as always, and he has some pretty bad lines, like this one. And as for Drake, well, he's the reason this is on this list. He rhymes words with themselves, because of course he does. And he acts like a complete jerk to this girl by saying that she should take sick days in order to spend more time with him. And he wonders if her decor is up to his standards. And he says that she's making things awfully one-sided. No, Aubrey, you're making things one-sided. And if this girl had a brain, she'd leave you. Number 7. Now, I know this guy has a lot of fans, and he's considered like a hip-hop legend. But I think even most of his fans will agree that his guest verses are just terrible. Who am I talking about, you ask? Jay-Z. Now, I don't hate all of Jay's guest verses, or even I don't even hate much of his solo work. I mean, I really liked him for a few examples on I Got the Keys with Future. He had some really good verses on Watch the Throne, the collab album he made with my idol Kanye. And I think that whenever him and Beyonce or Rihanna work together, they do pretty good. Usually. But most of the time when Jay is a guest rapper, we get lines like this one. The rest of that verse is actually pretty solid too. Or this one. Jay-Z, did you just refer to your own wife, Beyonce, as your BB? That doesn't make her sound awesome, it makes her sound weak and lame. And the problem I have with Jay-Z from his guest verses is it sounds like he never really struggled. Like he's always just been super rich and has so many diamonds and watches and chains. But, maybe I'm just not listening to the right songs. Could you, my viewers, give me some song recommendations for Jay-Z? That would be really... What? What was that? That had nothing to do with anything, especially not anything to do with Jay-Z. Well, let's just pay no mind to her ramblings and move on, in case she comes back or something. Number 6. Now, if you didn't notice, I don't really ever talk about country music. It's not to say I think the genre is bad, it's just kind of the same way I feel about most classic rock music. It's good background noise and nothing else. I mean, I have heard some bad country songs though, like this one for example. Now I shouldn't really call this a country song, it's more of a country song. Listen to this instrumentation and tell me this is actually a country song. Well, okay, this song isn't actually too bad except for this line. Dude, why drop her phone on the ground and break it after you've hooked up with her? You know, maybe I'm not the right audience for this lyric. Maybe, can I get like a female's perspective on this? Yeah, that's what I thought. How did she get back here? I thought she was gone. And speaking of songs I don't normally cover, number 5. Now, I don't hate John Mayer as much as some people do. I mean, this is the man who wrote Waiting on the World to Change, which I think is just a great song. And he performed that awesome guitar solo on Pyramids by Frank Ocean. But this song, though, this is just bad. Let me tell you the central premise of this song. John Mayer is going to make love with this girl on the weekend, and only the weekend. And he hates her because he loves the little momentary connection they've got. And well, why didn't he just stay with her for an actual relationship? Well, I mean, his clothes are dirty, and his friends are worried. And no, I'm not buying that for a second. And it doesn't help that the instrumentation is completely boring, and the same goes for John's performance. Number 4. This guy. Where do I even start with this guy, Lil Uzi Vert? Well, I can start by saying that he has a stupid name, and it's one of the most ridiculous things I ever heard. His voice is so bad that I'd rather listen to Kid from G-Unit, and he's basically a less interesting version of Young Thug. At least Young Thug has some personality and can be cool and weird with his flow. Lil Uzi Vert doesn't even bother to do that. He practically ruined Bad and Bougie by Migos, which was a decent song until he showed up. He got upstaged by Future twice, and he somehow has a top 10 hit on the Billboard Hot 100 as if this video is recording. Why? Why this guy? Why are you guys giving this guy a top 10 hit when guys like Earl Sweatshirt, Travis Scott, and Mos Def haven't even had one? I think I'm not going to say too much more about him. I think I'm going to review one of his songs, and then we'll really get into this guy. Number 3. I almost forgot this song existed until I watched a Worst Hits of 2009 video, and I was unfortunately reminded of its existence. And as soon as I remembered it, I knew I had to make a place for it here. Let's talk about Mario. No, not that Mario. There we go. Now, I think this guy is one of the most forgettable singers ever. Like, really, does anyone remember this guy outside of this song? Is that a threat? Listen to the way he's delivering these lines and tell me that he's not threatening this girl. Dude, if you want to get back with your ex, I don't think I'm like a complete psychopath, so that's the right way to go about it. Well, let's see what the second guy has to say. Let's see if he's a little better than Mario. What, did Drake help you write this? Stop rhyming words with themselves. Did you just say you hurt her? And I thought Mario was unlikable. Oh, and as for Gucci Mane, well, let's just say you should just stick talking about the generic brag rap stuff, because from his lines here, it doesn't seem like relationships something he's good at talking about at all. My God, those lines were bad. Number 2. Now, I don't like this guy's voice. I mean, he's not a bad songwriter, but he just sounds like he's sick every time he's singing. His voice is just... Well, yeah, with vocals like that, your lungs might be giving out sooner than you hope. Are you serious? Is this actually real? What kind of diss track is this? Look who's talking. This is just so obviously bad. Like, listen to these lines. The way he says the word bro and trying to act cool. No. Can I get another Get Out of Lyric free card? Please? I need one. Can we just go to the honorable mentions before I hurt someone or something? The only reason this is on here is because of a few of Lil Yachty's lines. But he does have one line in this verse that I thought was absolutely hilarious. I don't hate this song at all. Yeah, you all thought I hated it, but I tricked you. I like it. This is like the most boring Drake song ever. Yawn. So wait, Mr. Kodak Black, even though you're a famous rapper, you still live with your mom and have a scheduled bedtime? Man, that's sad. Why, Kendrick? Why? Why did you make this? Why is this on a J-Rock mixtape if he contributes nothing? You're not even chorus or ad-libs. And why are you taking this so seriously? I could see if you were taking this as a comedy song, I wouldn't have put it on here. Because, well, I mean, some of the lines are kind of funny in an over-the-top 2 Chainz sort of way. With 2 Chainz, you are so funny. But no, the fact that Kendrick here is taking this so seriously, unlike 2 Chainz, is the reason this is here. I'm so glad that Kendrick didn't continue making music like this, because if he did, he'd be giving Lil Uzi Vert a run for his money. Same reason the last song featuring Lil Yachty was on here. Do you have to ruin everything I like, dude? And now, on to a couple more honorable mentions. Got you again. What the hell is up with your flow on this song? What are you doing? Really, Ty Dolla $ign? You rhymed Adderall with Adderall? You know, I don't blame Ty Dolla $ign for this lyric, even though he wrote it. No, I blame Drake. I blame him for making it so it's okay that artists in the mainstream can rhyme words with themselves and make it be acceptable. Yeah, Drake, I blame you for that. And now, on to number 1. Now, even though I've said some mean things about this man in the video, I don't hate Future. I mean, sure, Commas was an awful, awful song, but I do think he's got some good songs and features out there if you really look hard enough. And you can't deny that he's a unique rapper with some personality, a little bit of charisma. Not as much as, say, Young Thug, but he's got some. But as soon as I heard this lyric, I knew it would be number 1. Nothing can top this. No, 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 no. You did not just claim that you invented doorways. So I'm supposed to believe that a 33-year-old man from Atlanta invented doorways? Everything else on this list, from Gucci Mane's complete inability to understand how relationships work, to Drake's rhyming words with themselves, to Lil Uzi Vert's existence in general, to Travis Scott's cell phone problems, do not compare to how bad this line is. No, Nevadius, pretty cool first name by the way, though, you did not invent fucking doors, you auto-tune abusing idiot! Sorry for raging there. Wait, what am I kidding? I'm not sorry. I just had to get my point across, you know? Well, that's pretty much the end of this. If you got any other suggestions for worst lyrics or songs I should review, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next time.